It is said that in the ancient days, long before the earth as we know it was shaped by civilizations, a great and forbidden truth was passed down to humanity. This truth was not meant for mankind. It was knowledge so profound and dangerous that its very existence challenged the divine order. But who were the bearers of this knowledge? According to ancient texts like the Book of Enoch and other apocryphal writings, they were the Nephilim, beings born from the union of the sons of God and the daughters of men. Their existence brought about a cataclysmic shift in the natural order, and the secrets they shared would forever alter the course of human history. We will explore the forbidden knowledge of the Nephilim, the secrets they taught humanity, from the arcane practices of witchcraft to the celestial mysteries of astrology and the deadly arts of war. We will uncover how this knowledge brought chaos and corruption to the world, ultimately leading to divine judgment. Stay with us to unravel the truth about these enigmatic beings and the legacy they left behind. The story begins in a world far removed from ours, where the boundaries between the heavens and the earth were not yet firmly set. According to the Book of Enoch, a group of angels known as the Watchers descended to earth. Their purpose was to observe humanity, but instead they became captivated by human women. In an act of defiance, these angels took mortal women as their wives, giving birth to the Nephilim, a race of giants and beings of immense power and intelligence. The Nephilim were not ordinary beings. They inherited the strength and stature of their angelic fathers and the ingenuity and mortality of their human mothers. With their extraordinary abilities, they began to dominate the earth, but their presence also brought unforeseen consequences. Through their interactions with humanity, they began to reveal knowledge that was meant to remain hidden. This knowledge, while empowering, came at a devastating cost. One of the first and most significant secrets revealed by the Nephilim was the art of warfare. Before their arrival, humanity lived in relative simplicity, using tools for survival rather than destruction. The Nephilim introduced the forging of weapons, teaching humans how to craft swords, shields, and other instruments of war. They shared strategies for battle and tactics for conquest, igniting the first flames of organized conflict. Tribes that once coexisted began to turn against each other, and the age of innocence gave way to an era of bloodshed. But the teachings of the Nephilim did not end with the art of war. They also introduced humanity to the arcane practices of witchcraft and sorcery. According to the texts, they taught women the use of roots and herbs to create potions, not for healing, but for manipulation and harm. The knowledge of divination, spells, and enchantments spread rapidly, leading to a rise in superstition and fear. Communities became divided as individuals sought power through forbidden means, and the lines between good and evil grew increasingly blurred. Astrology was another profound secret imparted by the Nephilim. They unveiled the mysteries of the stars, teaching humans how to read celestial patterns and interpret their influence on earthly events. While this knowledge brought a sense of order and wonder to humanity, it also fostered a dangerous dependency. People began to base their decisions, from harvests to wars, on the movements of the stars rather than on their own reasoning or divine guidance. This reliance on astrology further distanced humanity from their creator, as they sought answers in the heavens rather than in their faith. The impact of this forbidden knowledge began to ripple through the fabric of early human civilization. With the tools of war, societies that had once lived in harmony began to spiral into chaos. Tribes armed with the weapons and strategies of the Nephilim turned against one another in pursuit of dominance and resources. The concept of power through violence became ingrained in human culture, eroding the principles of community and cooperation that had sustained early humanity. The introduction of witchcraft and sorcery brought its own set of consequences. The knowledge of herbs and potions, while initially appearing to offer solutions to earthly problems, soon became a double-edged sword. People used these practices not just to heal, but to harm, manipulate, and control others. Trust eroded as suspicion grew, and societies were fractured by accusations of curses and dark dealings. The Nephilim's teachings fostered an atmosphere of paranoia, where fear of the unknown replaced the simple faith that had once guided humanity. Astrology, though seemingly benign in comparison to the other teachings, carried profound implications. The Nephilim taught humans to interpret celestial alignments, linking the positions of stars and planets to events on Earth. While this knowledge expanded humanity's understanding of the cosmos, it also introduced a subtle yet powerful shift in their worldview. People began to view the stars not as a reflection of divine order, but as the arbiters of fate. Over time, the worship of celestial bodies supplanted devotion to the Creator, as humanity sought answers in the heavens rather than in spiritual connection. As these practices spread, their effects were felt not only on a societal level, but also on a deeply personal one. Families were torn apart by disputes over land and resources, fueled by the weapons and tactics of war. Communities fractured under the weight of suspicion and fear bred by sorcery. Entire generations began to lose their moral compass, seduced by the allure of power promised by the forbidden knowledge. What the Nephilim had offered as tools for progress instead became instruments of destruction and division. The corruption of humanity did not go unnoticed by the Creator. According to apocryphal texts like the Book of Enoch, divine beings watched as humanity spiraled further away from its intended purpose. The earth, once a place of harmony and order, became a realm of violence, greed, and unchecked ambition. The Nephilim, with their superior intellect and strength, had not only imparted knowledge, but had also set themselves up as false gods among men. They demanded reverence and submission, positioning themselves as rulers over the very people they had corrupted. In time, the Nephilim's influence began to destabilize the natural order. Their giant offspring consumed the Earth's resources at an alarming rate, contributing to environmental devastation. The imbalance they created was not just physical but spiritual, as humanity's connection to the divine was severed piece by piece. The world became a reflection of the Nephilim's teachings, an amalgamation of conflict, fear, and misplaced worship. But divine patience has its limits. The texts recount that God, witnessing the destruction wrought by the Nephilim and the humans they had corrupted, decreed a judgment to cleanse the earth. This judgment would come in the form of a catastrophic flood meant to wash away the wickedness and restore balance to creation. The Book of Enoch describes how the archangels were sent to confront the Watchers, the fallen angels who had fathered the Nephilim. These angels were bound and cast into the abyss, their influence on humanity curtailed, but the damage they had done could not be undone so easily. As the floodwaters rose, humanity's brief yet devastating dalliance with forbidden knowledge was brought to a tragic end. The Nephilim, despite their great strength and intellect, were not immune to the divine judgment. They perished alongside the humans they had corrupted, their legacy reduced to whispers in ancient texts and the ruins of forgotten civilizations. The knowledge they had imparted, however, was not entirely lost. Fragments of their teachings survived, passed down through oral traditions, written records, and the practices of secret societies. The consequences of the Nephilim's forbidden knowledge continued to echo throughout history. Even after the flood, humanity struggled with the same temptations that had led to its downfall. The art of war evolved, becoming more sophisticated and deadly. Astrology remained a cornerstone of many cultures, influencing decisions at the highest levels of power. The practices of witchcraft and sorcery, though often driven underground, persisted in various forms, shaping myths, legends, and beliefs. Even as the floodwaters receded and the world began anew, humanity carried the scars of the forbidden knowledge that had been imparted by the Nephilim. These scars were not merely physical, they were embedded deeply within the fabric of human culture and consciousness. The lessons learned from the Nephilim had been both a blessing and a curse, for while they unlocked new potential, they also revealed the darkest depths of human ambition and desire. The art of war, for example, had evolved beyond mere survival. With the weapons and tactics taught by the Nephilim, conflict became an inevitable aspect of human existence. The primal instinct to protect and provide for one's community transformed into an insatiable hunger for power and domination. Kingdoms rose and fell, and empires were built upon the foundations of conquest. The echoes of the Nephilim's influence could be seen in every battlefield, where weapons forged in their image wrought destruction on an unimaginable scale. Astrology, too, continued to play a significant role in shaping human history. Once a tool for understanding the heavens, it became a means of control and manipulation. Rulers consulted astrologers to predict the outcomes of battles, the success of harvests, and the fortunes of their reigns. Entire civilizations structured their lives around the movements of celestial bodies, often attributing divine power to the stars themselves. This misplaced reverence further distanced humanity from their creator, as they sought meaning and guidance from the creation rather than the creator. Witchcraft and sorcery, though often shrouded in secrecy, persisted as well. The knowledge of herbs and potions, charms and spells was passed down through generations, often hidden from the watchful eyes of authorities who sought to suppress it. These practices, rooted in the teachings of the Nephilim, became the stuff of legends and myths, fueling both fascination and fear. In many cultures, those who wielded this knowledge were revered as healers and seers, while in others, they were persecuted as outcasts and agents of darkness. The consequences of this forbidden knowledge were not confined to the realms of war, astrology, and sorcery. They extended into the very essence of humanity's spiritual and moral identity. The Nephilim's teachings had introduced a fundamental shift in the way humans perceived themselves and their place in the world. Where once they had looked to the Creator for guidance and purpose, they now sought power and control through their own means. This shift marked the beginning of humanity's long and tumultuous journey towards self-determination, a journey fraught with both triumph and tragedy. Throughout the ages, whispers of the Nephilim and their forbidden knowledge persisted. They appeared in the myths and legends of various cultures, often depicted as gods, giants, or heroes of old. The stories varied, but the underlying themes remained consistent: beings of immense power who brought knowledge to humanity, only to bring about destruction and chaos. These tales served as both a warning and a reminder of the dangers of seeking knowledge that was never meant to be known. In some traditions, the Nephilim were portrayed as tragic figures, caught between two worlds and doomed to an existence of suffering and rejection. In others, they were cast as villains, their insatiable greed and ambition leading to their ultimate downfall. Regardless of the perspective, the legacy of the Nephilim was one of duality, a testament to the potential for both greatness and ruin that lies within humanity. The forbidden knowledge of the Nephilim also found its way into secret societies and occult traditions. These groups, often shrouded in mystery, sought to uncover and preserve the ancient teachings that had been lost in the aftermath of the flood. They delved into the arcane and the esoteric, believing that the secrets of the Nephilim held the key to unlocking humanity's true potential. Yet in their pursuit of this knowledge, they often repeated the same mistakes that had led to the downfall of the Nephilim and their followers, succumbing to the allure of power and the corruption it brought. As time passed, the remnants of the Nephilim's teachings became intertwined with the broader narrative of human history. They influenced the rise and fall of civilizations, the development of science and technology, and the evolution of religious and philosophical thought. The impact of their knowledge could be seen in every corner of the world, from the towering pyramids of Egypt to the sacred ziggurats of Mesopotamia, from the celestial alignments of Stonehenge to the arcane symbols inscribed in ancient manuscripts. As humanity continued its march through history, the echoes of the Nephilim's forbidden knowledge became more deeply ingrained in its collective consciousness. The arts of war, astrology, and sorcery, once revolutionary and destabilizing, became part of the foundation of many cultures. Yet with every generation, the full origin of this knowledge grew fainter, buried beneath layers of myth, legend, and evolving traditions. Even so, the consequences of that ancient transgression never fully disappeared, serving as both a cautionary tale and a source of fascination. The art of war, perhaps the most visible and destructive of the Nephilim's legacies, evolved into increasingly sophisticated forms. With each new innovation, humanity found ways to extend the scale and impact of conflict. Metallurgy advanced, producing stronger and deadlier weapons, while strategies and tactics became more intricate. The teachings of the Nephilim, once limited to swords, shields, and basic tactics, set the foundation for the siege engines of antiquity, the chariots of empires, and the naval armadas that dominated the seas. War became not just a means of survival or defense, but an instrument of empire building and resource acquisition. In parallel, the influence of astrology persisted as civilizations refined their understanding of the cosmos. The stars and planets, initially viewed as guides to the seasons, came to symbolize power and destiny. Rulers consulted astrologers before waging wars or entering alliances, elevating their role to that of trusted advisors. Monuments aligned with celestial events, such as the pyramids of Giza and the Maya temples, demonstrated humanity's ongoing fascination with the heavens, a fascination seeded by the Nephilim's teachings. Yet, with each new alignment and prediction, humanity drifted further from the spiritual truths they once embraced, seeking guidance in the stars instead of divine wisdom. The secretive practices of witchcraft and sorcery also adapted to the changing times. While mainstream societies often sought to suppress these practices, labeling them as heretical or dangerous, they endured in hidden corners of the world. The knowledge of herbs, potions, and spells, handed down in whispers and shadowed rituals, became both a tool of empowerment and a source of fear. Tales of witches and sorcerers filled folklore, portraying them alternately as healers, manipulators, or agents of the unknown. The dual nature of this knowledge, its capacity to heal or harm, continued to reflect the dangerous legacy of the Nephilim. Religious texts and traditions carried fragments of these stories, often reinterpreting them to fit the moral and theological frameworks of their time. The Nephilim were recast in various roles, as fallen angels, demigods, or monsters, depending on the culture. These reinterpretations served as warnings against the pursuit of forbidden knowledge and the hubris of challenging divine authority. The Book of Enoch, though excluded from many canonical scriptures, became a touchstone for those seeking deeper insight into the origins of humanity's struggles. Its vivid descriptions of the Watchers and their offspring offered a glimpse into the cosmic drama that unfolded in those ancient days. The forbidden knowledge of the Nephilim also became a source of intrigue for secret societies and mystics throughout the ages. Groups such as the Gnostics, alchemists, and later modern occultists sought to uncover hidden truths about the universe and humanity's place within it. They believed that the Nephilim's teachings contained fragments of a greater cosmic understanding, a key to unlocking divine or supernatural power. While these pursuits often emphasized enlightenment and self-discovery, they also courted the same dangers of corruption and imbalance that had plagued humanity since the time of the Nephilim. In more recent history, the legacy of the Nephilim has found its way into popular culture and speculative theories. Their story resonates with the enduring human fascination with giants, lost civilizations, and ancient knowledge. Some theorists claim that the Nephilim's influence can be seen in megalithic structures, unexplained technological advances in ancient times, and even accounts of extraterrestrial encounters. While these ideas often blur the lines between myth and reality, they highlight the enduring allure of the Nephilim's forbidden knowledge and the questions it raises about humanity's origins and destiny. At its core, the story of the Nephilim and their forbidden knowledge serves as a timeless cautionary tale. It reminds us of the potential consequences of seeking power and understanding beyond what we are prepared to handle. The Nephilim's teachings, though profound and transformative, came at a cost that humanity continues to pay, whether through war, misplaced worship, or the pursuit of arcane secrets. The lessons of the Nephilim remain as relevant today as they were in the ancient world. As we look back on this enigmatic chapter of history, we are left to wonder, what other secrets might still lie hidden, waiting to be uncovered? And if such knowledge were to resurface, Would humanity once again fall victim to its allure, or have we learned from the mistakes of the past? These questions linger, challenging us to reflect on the balance between knowledge and wisdom and the responsibilities that come with seeking the unknown.